We're joined today with Robert Adut, the founder of Yaymath and the author of One-on-One 101, the art of masterfully connecting with students. And I'm really excited because Robert is one of the most gifted educators I've ever met, to be frank. And you should really check out the Yaymath YouTube channel. He's incredible. And today, Robert's going to take us through some amazing ways of responding to students so you can deeply connect with them and make them feel empowered.
Right.
And so thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Cool.
This is fun.
It's fun to be with you.
Yeah.
This is great.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
And so the format's going to be, I'm going to kind of share the name of the technique, I guess, and then I'll let you take over and share your thoughts.
Happily, yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So Robert came up with this first technique. It's called the so you're saying that, or then agree method.
Right on.
So I'd love to hear more about it.
Absolutely, yeah, thanks for this. This is great. So I like calling these response ninja techniques.
I love it.
And what's great about the word ninja is that we're doing things on behalf of the students without them realizing that we're actually doing something on their behalf. We're going to bat for them. We're building them up tacitly, quietly.
Yeah.
And so through the space after which they speak and we respond, there's massive, massive rocket fuel there to ignite them, to inspire them, and to actually forge this connection.
Yeah.
Because this is what it's all about. I mean, we could say that teaching them is what it's all about, but teaching won't happen until we master this space.
Yes. Yes.
And so one of the response ninja tactics that we're talking about now is to actually bring up something that they may think that they got wrong, but actually it's right. To maybe sever the tie with any time a teacher or a parent brings up something about their work, that it's wrong.
Right.
It's re-scripting the narrative.
That's huge.
Yeah, it really works, like let's say in the classroom.
Yeah.
So let's say there's a two-part problem on the page.
Yep.
And you're the student.
Yep.
And so I would come over and I was like, oh, so you're saying that if you add 2 to this, x is 8? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, agreed. Let's move on to the next thing. So especially if they're feeling trepidatious or something like that, like you're actually, or if they answer a question, you're saying, so you're saying that the comma must be, you have to use the word and after a comma to avoid comma splice, and they say, is that wrong? Right? So you're actually excavating narratives.
Yep.
Just because, and then you can even say, just because I'm asking you a question doesn't mean you're necessarily wrong.
Right.
And so
that's massive.
Now you're actually, you're with them on every single question.
Yeah.
Every question could be right or wrong, and now there's no more stigma for being wrong,
Yeah.
or there's no stigma for the teacher opening up and saying something about their work.
Yeah.
So it's actually a way to
So it's like there's freedom. There's more freedom to just talk and share whatever.
There's no more stigmatizing bringing up work.
Yeah, I love that.
And so you actually point out when they're right.
Beautiful.
As well.
Okay, beautiful. The next method you're talking about is the Are You Sure method. So I'd love to hear more about that.
I love the Are You Sure method. I love it so much. And so this conjures up images of the iconic game show, So Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Or So You Want to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, interesting.
That one, right?
Yeah.
What's that called? Let's play
Who Wants to Be a
Millionaire?
Yeah.
So all over the world.
Yeah.
So clearly the best part of that show, the most dramatic part of that show,
that's
is, go ahead, say it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right. And they phrase it as, is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's right.
Bim, bim, boom.
Yes,
right?
that's
and
right.
And the lights go like this.
And then all the attention is there.
Right. Yeah. Why is that dramatic? I've thought about this so many times at length about why it's so dramatic. The reason it's so dramatic is that if you ask that to a person, doesn't matter if they're a student, any age, or not a student, just a person, they can't sort of sneak out the back door if they're wrong. They have to own it.
Yeah.
They have to own it.
Yeah.
And that's massively powerful
Yeah.
in the human experience.
Absolutely.
To own what we're thinking,
Yeah.
especially for young people.
Yep.
To own our thoughts. You get a lot of this, like, I don't know, maybe it's like, I don't know if the answer is
Yeah.
me.
Right,
I don't know
right.
if I don't know if it's like sort of, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's the second answer, like that thing.
Right.
So
Totally.
just step up
Yeah.
and own your answer, even if it's wrong.
I
And
love
so asking them if they're sure,
Yeah.
especially when they feel unsure, is a way
Yes.
to
Yes.
is a way. So let's say you say, "Are you sure?" And they say, "Is it wrong?" And then you say, so that's this like response ninja dialogue, right?
Right.
So they say, "Is it wrong?" Like, I didn't say it was wrong.
Right, yeah.
I'm just asking to the degree of which that you're sure.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so you have to actually be to be a ninja, you have to be neutral in your tone. I don't like it when teachers, parents, anyone with power uses "Are you sure?" with agenda.
Right.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Just say
Yeah.
no.
Well, I feel like in anything that comes with agenda, right? Like
Yeah,
it's so
anything with agenda,
that piece just there's such, I think such destructive energy, I guess, behind it.
It is.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's reinforcing the power dynamic.
Yeah.
And it's not getting to the question.
Yeah.
The question is whether or not they are sure.
Yeah.
It is a neutral question
Right.
inherently.
Yeah.
And I want us to take it back
Right.
as people of authority, educators, parents, whatever.
Yeah.
Take back the question, "Are you sure?" Because otherwise it's a lost opportunity.
Right.
So just say, "Are you sure?" And then if they say yes, be like, "Okay, I'm glad you're sure, but let's talk about why this part's correct, but this is not."
Right.
So now they're not afraid to be wrong.
Yes. I love that.
And then if they're sure and they're right, like, okay, great, moving on. So it's not even a big deal.
And you find it through building more and more rapport with kids. They're more easily tell you, "No, I'm not sure," or
Yeah, you're being their advocate.
Yeah.
And you want them to own their words.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
I
the
love it.
ultimate life coaching.
Yeah.
Without calling it life coaching.
Right. Right.
It's like it's happening just under the vibes. The
Yeah.
vibes are here. And so you just don't make it a big deal when they're right or wrong. Just
Cool.
ask whether they're sure. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about what gives you trouble, and you continue
Yeah.
from there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So the third method, which I love, and I think is so powerful, and it's so simple, but it's easy to forget to do, is the we method.
The we method.
Yeah. So
right.
share a little bit about that.
I love the we method. The we
Yeah.
method was born through the living of my life. In that, when I was a cashier back in the day, it was my part-time job growing up in summer job. I remember the way we spoke to each other, and anyone that's had service jobs knows this. We would say things like, "Where do we keep the cereal?" Or "What time do we close?" That's how everyone talks
Yeah.
at those places.
Right.
And so I figured, let's talk like that even if we don't work there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's great and it works. It's beautiful. It's incredible.
It totally makes
I
sense.
go into bars, let's say, not all the time, but when I go to bars, what do we have on tap?
Yeah.
What do we have on tap?
Yeah.
It's very powerful because then they're actually you're not judging what they have on tap. You're
Right.
interested in what they have on tap, and it's what we all have. What time do we close? Those
Yeah.
types of things.
Yeah.
Where do we keep the ice?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so now it happens with families and it happens with classrooms as well.
Right.
Classroom families.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
so you
love
can
that,
say
classroom
things.
family,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can say it's true.
Yeah. It's
True.
totally
Yeah.
true.
It's a vibe.
100%.
You can say like, let's say they're acting out. You know, like, what's going on with us? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hear the difference?
That is massive.
It's a big difference.
Night and day.
Yeah, and I'm not acting out, but
Yeah.
I'm still part of.
Yeah. You're part of the family.
Yeah.
You're part of the group. You're
Yeah,
part of
it's
the
like
collective.
you bring yourself into that.
Yeah.
Let's say you're handing papers back, and you say something like, "I thought that we did okay, but there's room for improvement."
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't take the test.
Right. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it sounds so much more inclusive and so much more safe than
Right.
I thought you
You
did
did.
okay.
Yeah.
Man, I wish, like I think if teachers just did that, just that one little change, it would be just massive
It
in
is,
terms
yeah,
of
instant.
in terms of connection, relationships first, classroom management. I mean, like everything.